Hello, my name is Jan Brouwer. I am a member of the Amsterdam hacker collective IHAC, and I'm going to do a short talk on Qt-Pass, a front-end for Pass, the standard Unix password manager. Passwords, they suck. But unfortunately we're still stuck with hundreds of thousands of passwords a person, at least if you don't do password reuse, which most people still do. So everybody here, who here uses a password manager? Most? That's nice. I'll just wait in. So, do you guys use a password manager, the new attendees? And if so, which password managers do you use? Cisco? Anything interesting? KeePass? Okay, do you also share passwords with other people, for example, for projects and that kind of stuff?
Work related, yes.
With KeePass?
Yeah.
Does that work?
On the network part, don't be in the file someone else.
Yes. So you have central locking and you have one master password, which is.
No, it doesn't do central locking, I think.
Depends on your file system, the file sharing system you use. But yeah.
So you get the fact that it's corrupted.
Yeah, otherwise you get corruption, that kind of stuff. So that's problematic. For a company I was working for about 2 years ago, we had the same problem. We were looking for something to replace a Samba share with all these project folders, organizational folders, and per folder there was a password file, underscore password or whatever, with, for that project, all related credentials. That's not a safe system, especially if you have guests coming over to the company who, of course, you don't have a guest email, guest Wi-Fi or anything. No, everybody gets on that Wi-Fi, can get to all the passwords of all the projects you've ever done. It's just stupid. So we're looking for something to solve this, and we wanted it preferably to be open source, very ease of use, and also to share credentials among a team. The only thing that we could find that fit our bill is Pass, the standard Unix password manager, which is a very nice bunch of bash scripts. It's very simple on every system. It's just apt-get install, brew install, whatever, pkg install, FreeBSD, and it works. Only downside is it's command line, which for us developers in the team, it wasn't a problem. We liked it. It has tab completion, it uses tree to show you a list of the passwords you use, of the folders you have, the password files you have, and with tab completion you can just go there, and then it uses GPG in the backend to do the encryption and decryption. So in most cases it will either just open or ask for a passphrase or even ask for a token and a PIN code or whatever you use with GPG. In our case, we decided to go with tokens, which is easy because you can take away the token if someone leaves the company, and then they can't access any of the passwords they haven't yet copied. So that was nice, but then we had a problem because managers really can't use terminals. They don't want to, they can't, whatever the reason is. So I decided on a nice evening, somewhere in late of July, 2 years ago, to do something about that and just write a simple wrapper script in Qt, the Qt framework in C++, to be a read-only wrapper, so that managers could just see the tree, click on a file, and it would open in the view next to it. That was nice, and we took a bit of time and did some translations, did a couple of things, did a small hackathon with a couple of friends to do those translations and add some features. I put it on GitHub and yeah, forgot about it. Literally, I just put it on GitHub and thought, that's it. And the first alpha release was on August the 1st, 2 years ago, it was 2014. And I just left it there, didn't mind a thing. And then all of a sudden, it was Easter in 2015. I got some pull requests. Someone added adding and editing of passwords and a very basic user manager. Because the only downside to the Pass system, everything works very well with the Pass executable, but to do user management is very hard. You have a .gpg IDs file, which just has the hashes of the GPG users. It's very obtuse and hard to use. And then we thought, yeah, let's make it easy. Just add a nice front end for that. You can filter on what kind of keys you have. Your keys are in blue, the ones you have a private key for. A lot of test users, as you can see. And your friends are visibly normally. And you can just click on them per folder and set that. We added a lot of features. Automatic clearing of your password content or just the password, copying to clipboard, using Git, automatically pulling in before you use, all kinds of stuff. And that was fun. So now it looks like this, even with templating for the different fields. Automatic templating with the login veld and the hahaha field. Also the editing we made really easy. And after a while I was on the ferry from work to home and I got a message and someone said, yeah, I would like to add a feature. And I was there on the ferry and I thought, it's a very interesting feature. I'm here stuck on the ferry for 10 minutes. Let's just explain how to do those changes instead of doing it for him. And I just wrote this on the ferry, and the next day I get a pull request with all the changes he did. And what is this? Oh. That's nice and invisible. That's qtpass.org. If you're interested, go to qtpass.org for more information. But the funny thing was, August last year, I thought I would like to get some more, to get it into other operating systems as well, to make it more available to people. And what is a way to do that? Let's just have a launch party for the 1.0 release. So I went to a friend of mine who owns a pub in Amsterdam and said, can we have your back room for a day? Yeah, sure. So we did some soldering workshops there and had a big party, the 1.0 release party. Sent out some newsletters and stuff, got some people interested, and in exchange for a couple of beers, someone even did a simplified Chinese translation of the whole thing, which was awesome. And the simplified Chinese version got someone else really interested, and that appeared to be a big funder of Debian, and he said, oh, I want this in Debian. So later on, tada, it is now in Debian. And after it was in Debian, it was easy to get it in everything, and since a couple of weeks, we're even in FreeBSD, and it's just ports install and you're there. To get that far, unfortunately, I had to become a maintainer of my own port, which required some extra reading and figuring stuff out. But it's really easy, and if anybody has a project and wants to get it submitted and also included in operating systems or in Linux distributions or in BSD distributions, go and find me, have a chat, because I can probably help you out with that. It's very hard to explain the steps to do because per project it's really different. But most of the time, at least if you are open to conversation and quick to respond to things, you'll get included in any operating system without a problem. That's really easy. So, for more information, you can get it to unreadable GitHub IHAC or just qtpass.org. That was it for this talk. Any questions? Yes?
Do you have a plan or idea, or do you have an audit, like who accessed which password, when was the password changed?
We have been thinking about it, but the current backend doesn't really support that. The whole idea with Pass is that you have a Git repository which you share with people, and then per file or per folder you can set for whom it should be encrypted to with GPG. So it works the same as sending a GPG encrypted mail with some CCs. You encrypt it per person and it all gets added to the file. There is no way with that backend to do any safe way of auditing, because that's kind of what you're asking for, I guess, an audit trail. We have been looking into making it a client-server model, but we haven't really found a nice way to do that. There is, however, the option. I haven't tested it on Linux or BSD, but to use, instead of Git, to use a webdev folder, and then on the webdev you can have the auditing because you know which files are requested. It's just the log of the webdev server, and at what time, and by whom, and then you still don't know whether or not they actually looked at it, but you have an audit trail in that way. So it is possible, but it's only tested on Windows currently. Yep. The web dev settings are also very, very hidden in the configuration. Any other questions? Then I would like to thank you for your attention.